Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel after a long sick break. I'm still not feeling 100%, as evidenced by the fact that I just recorded version 1 of this video without the microphone plugged in. Great times. But with the news today, there was absolutely no way I couldn't cover this story, so huge shout out to Blackout Coffee for helping to make that happen. To get your energy and caffeine on, go to blackoutcoffee.com/libertydoll. And as usual, we have Liberty Baby in the back today practicing her protest songs, and hopefully she'll sit through another recording of this video. So, Biden's FBI has raided Donald Trump, and according to the New York Times, the White House had no idea it was happening and learned about it from Twitter. Even if I liked the guy, that would not breed very much confidence in this administration. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Merrick Garland of Biden's DOJ gave the FBI the go-ahead to seek a search warrant to raid a former president at Mar-a-Lago, and the White House allegedly didn't know anything about it until it started trending on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, your president. What's more is the raid was initially announced in a statement by Trump, and legacy media was slow or didn't even really want to report on it at all because they said it was uncertain because only Trump had reported it. But lucky for us, here we are on Tuesday with full confirmation. Here is part of Trump's original statement. These are dark times for our nation as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. It is prosecutorial misconduct, the weaponization of the justice system, and an attack by radical left Democrats who desperately don't want me to run for president in 2024, especially based on recent polls, and who will likewise do anything to stop Republicans and conservatives in the upcoming midterm elections. Such an assault could only take place in broken third world countries. Sadly, America has now become one of those countries, corrupt at a level not seen before. They even broke into my safe. What is the difference between this and Watergate, where operatives broke into the Democrat National Committee? Here, in reverse, Democrats broke into the home of the 45th President of the United States. Originally, it was reported, or assumed, really, that the raid was in relation to the January 6th investigation because not only did the FBI allegedly do this in secret, according to Biden officials, but they also didn't tell anyone why. Now, they're saying it's because Trump, who, as president, had the power to declassify anything he wanted, brought some boxes of paperwork home and was slow in giving it back to the National Archives. Paperwork which the National Archives says might relate to national security, but might not even be classified. They're unsure, which is an excellent reason to execute a search warrant on a former president. Again, just swimming in confidence of this administration. I don't believe for a second that the FBI decided to raid Trump all willy-nilly over a miscommunication around paperwork without Biden's knowledge. What I'm thinking is more likely is that the left is looking for a way to trap Trump and stop him from running in 2024, which he basically already said in passing that he was planning to do. And Biden's White House can't take ownership of that because it can't look to the ignorant masses like a blatant political attack. Never mind that Hillary wasn't raided for mishandling classified information. Oh, I said Hillary Clinton and oof, every time. And neither were any of the other people that the left is bringing up to try and defend this. Never mind that none of those people had the power to declassify information. Plenty of former presidents, including Bill Clinton, also took things home with them, and they never got raided either. But then again, maybe the FBI was afraid of being suicided, but that is beside the point. So how can this not be viewed as a political attack? Oh, and the judge who signed off on the warrant was an Obama donor with ties to Jeffrey Epstein. You can't make this shit up. Federal prosecutors opened a grand jury investigation into Trump back in May over whether or not classified material that ended up at his home in Mar-a-Lago was mishandled, which, again, would make it pretty suspicious that the White House had no idea this was happening. Then again, Biden doesn't know where he is, so maybe it's not that out of the ordinary. According to the Daily Wire, the main purpose of these types of investigations is usually for federal authorities to determine if any classified material was compromised so that intelligence officials can take steps to protect sensitive sources and methods. Prosecutors are seeking to learn every aspect of how the documents were handled from the time the documents left the White House until they were returned to the National Archives. For prosecutors to be able to prove that a crime was committed, they would need evidence showing that the parties involved in removing the documents from the White House knew that the documents were classified and knew that removing them would violate the law. Taking classified documents is indeed a crime, but it's a crime that's rarely prosecuted unless the documents are given to a third party, or I guess if you're Trump, which also suggests there's more to this raid than they're letting on. A lot of folks on the left, or even moderates, and even Reason, which surprised me, are saying there is no way that this could be due to political or government corruption. No way that the same FBI that leaked the fake Steele dossier and used it for a sham investigation for years, or that plotted to get Trump out of office, or spied on his campaign, or refused to go after Hillary Clinton, and that labeled parents as domestic terrorists for wanting to say in what's being taught to their children in school, and just put out a memo saying anybody with a Gadsden flag is a violent extremist. Yeah, no way that they're engaged in anything off color. I think that the FBI said it best themselves on Twitter recently after celebrating their 114th anniversary. 114 years of crime and terrorism. And new this morning to make things even juicier, a sitting member of Congress has also had his phone seized by the FBI. Trump ally Representative Scott Perry released this statement. This morning, while traveling with my family, 3 FBI agents visited me and seized my cell phone. They made no attempt to contact my lawyer, who would have made arrangements for them to have my phone if that was their wish. I'm outraged, though not surprised, that the FBI, under the direction of Merrick Garland's DOJ, would seize the phone of a sitting member of Congress. And Hillary Clinton has decided to use this as a fundraising opportunity, dropping But Her Emails merch to brag about how she got away with it. There are some folks out there speculating that this could lead to civil war. I will not go that far, but I will certainly say this is the most extreme thing that the left in the Biden administration could have done to try and keep Republicans out of the White House and possibly out of the midterms. I think it's just going to serve to energize the base even harder. But we will have to see with the midterms and the 2024 election if we get that far. Almost made it to the end. Thank you everyone for tuning in and being patient while I got less sick. All right, you guys know the drill for all of the algorithm things. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, all of that good fun stuff. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.